last year. And Kobe Miller, third in the US 200-meter final, but they'll be up against it with Ato Boldon, probably the favourite. So here's John Ertsgaard. Ertsgaard of Norway, the European under-23 champion, up-and-coming man, wearing 151. This is Tim Montgomery, sixth in the US Championships this year. That means that he's qualified for Sydney as at least a member of their relay squad. Whether he'll get to run in the final remains to be seen. He might well get an outing, at least in the early rounds. 150, Ato Boldon, the reigning Commonwealth champion, one of the great men of world sprinting. He was third in Paris, third in Rome, but he's coming into top form. Winner at both 100 and 200 in Lausanne, and he has run 9:95 this year. Great favourite of the crowd, Guillaume Mern, former world indoor and European 200-meter champion. Generally has been better at 200 metres. Of course, back in 1994, he was European champion and the silver medalist at this distance at 100. Brian Lewis got a flyer at the start in the US Championships, finished fourth in the 100 metres, so therefore qualifying for the US relay team at least. And the field completed by one of the up-and-coming youngsters of American sprinting, Kobe Miller, third in the US 200-meter championship, so he'll be on their squad at that longer distance in that amazing race in which both Michael Johnson and Maurice Green pulled up with injury. Miller was one of the three men who still ran under 20 seconds for 200 meters in that race. So, it's Ertsgaard, Montgomery, Boldon, Mern, Lewis and Miller, with Ato Boldon here, the favourite in the A race in the men's 100 metres. Already seen Greg Sadler run 10:10 in the B race. The times get put together to determine the points, and indeed whether there's a winner or not in this Golden League series comes from this race or from the B race. But I think several of these men will fancy their chances of going faster than 10:10. Kobe Miller nearest the camera. No.
Well, you can hear the siren going there, but I think that's indicating that Ato Boldon, I think of Trinidad, yeah, the camera is panning in on him. Just beat the gun, I think. Mind you, I think someone moved on his outside. I think maybe Tim Montgomery.
I thought Montgomery's head came up.
Maybe come up slightly, but it's also done from the starter's discretion.
Unless they've got the automatic
yeah, I was just looking for it. They have, so yeah.
And we can see that, well, there's nothing against man in lane 2. Man in lane 3 has got away quicker, so one false start already. Ertsgaard, Montgomery, Boldon, Mern, Lewis and Miller. A race, the men's 100 metres. Kobe Miller has run 9:98 this year. Ato Boldon has run 9:95. Brian Lewis 10:02. One full start already. They're away, second time, and Ato Boldon in lane 3 is into his running very quickly. Montgomery inside him, so too Brian Lewis going well, but it's Ato Boldon in the centre. Boldon who's going to take it on the line. I think Brian Lewis probably got second with Tim Montgomery in third place, but a conclusive win there for Ato Boldon, and the winning time, 10 seconds exactly. Ato Boldon can be very well pleased with that. A very fine runner, and Maurice Green will have to look to his laurels when it comes to discerning the fastest man in the world this year. Steve, Ato looks good.
He does, and he has a great ability to peak for the right occasion. And although he started the season off slightly below par, I should say, for him, he is really starting to come through just about right now. And that 10 seconds dead was, as he looks, pretty cool, man, I think he's saying, and it was. Watch again, a pretty clean start second time around. Brian Lewis, I think it is, that's running well on the outside here. But in the end, the echelon, almost a comfortable victory with the second place. It was Lewis, I think, that just gets it from Montgomery in lane 2. But no real pressure on this man, I don't think. It was great in Lucerne when he broke 10 for the 100 and then 20 for the 2. So he's coming into form just at the right time.
Now, Ato Boldon winning the 100 metres by a clear metre, 10 seconds exactly. Second place, Brian Lewis, 10.12. Third, Tim Montgomery, 10.14. Kirby Miller, 10.23. And Guillermo Owen setting a season's best. The Norwegian